First of all, I'd like to tell everybody happy New Year's. And a part of New Year's is making New Year's resolutions. And what are New Year's resolutions? It is the poor man's way of setting goals for himself in a time where there is a clear cut in the calendar where he can say something is before and something is coming, something is future. The rich actually make goals all the time. I will do such and so by this quarter. I will do such and so by this quarter. And it doesn't take an actual time stamp in the date or calendar to come about. The rich can make goals all the time, as I said, and they can say stuff like, I will do this by 6. I will type the paper by such and so. Now, the classroom try to instill this into you by saying a paper is due by this date. Now, you should be always setting goals for yourself. I'm trying to be motivational with not trying to be motivational. Due to the resolutions that I'm making a big list of resolutions. I'm going to show you some of the resolutions in a little bit, so make sure you watch the whole video. If you really want to be successful in life, you should always set goals all the time and do them. And at first, set goals that you know you will accomplish. Eat at 6. Oh, is that a resolution? Yes. Is it a goal? Yes. Can you do it? Yes. And you want to set a goal that you know you can accomplish. Now, if somebody then tries to interrupt you, if they try and interrupt eat at 6, now you have the mental fortitude to say, no, I can't come over. I have to eat at 6 at home. I have something that I have set. And if they say, oh, come on, man, eating is not important. You could eat over here. No, I set a goal to eat in my house at 6 with my family. Do any of you all come from a 2-parent household and you have a rule in the household that you must be at the table at 6? Right? If you grew up in such a household, you well know that they have set a goal that the family will all come together at 6, be dressed properly, depending on how your household is run. We have to be dressed properly. And I've been to houses where they had to be dressed up. Suit and tie, coat and tie, dresses, makeup, showered, and perfumed. For dinner, yes. You all think that sounds strange to some of you? That's going to sound strange. Well, it's an indication of your class level, your economic class level. Eat at 6 is an easy goal that you should accomplish, and you should be upset if somebody does not adhere to the goal. It's not a rule; it's a goal. Now, let me venture a little bit further just on that simple rule. Because of that simple rule, especially in a 2-parent household, it sets forth discipline in the children and protection in the children. Oh, come on, baby, let's go do... No, I have to be at home. My dad will kill you if you make me miss dinner. This sets up a whole bubble of protection around the daughter, just by a simple goal. And you can find this in a study that went on talking about the importance of the father in the home. If you're just curious about that. They did a whole study about how important is the father in the home, how important is the man. Now, we're talking biological. This doesn't apply to stepdads. In fact, they found the preponderance of the evidence suggests that stepdads, stepfathers, or boyfriends living in the house, in general, actually turns out to be horrible. So all of the women, any women listening to me who think that, well, I'm going to get remarried. No, it's not the same thing. In fact, 9 times out of 10, you're putting your child in danger when you do that. So get right with the dad and make sure the dad has time with the child. Make that a new resolution, New Year's resolution. Say Shikama said, we need to get right. We need to do this for our children. And for all of you all people who say, who poo-poo the people saying that they're going to stay married until the children are grown, 18, 21, 25, don't poo-poo that. That is a fantastic idea. If you just cannot get along, a lot of times in the marriage, the woman has the wrong idea what marriage is. At 70% of divorces being initiated by women, yes, I can say that it is the women who have the wrong idea what marriage is. They want a tall, dark, and handsome stranger with lots of money and to do any and everything that they want. And if they don't get that, then they divorce the guy that they're with. Huh? Honey, there's no such thing as a tall, dark, handsome stranger with money who will do everything. No, that is not life. Set goals all the time, but I want to concentrate on New Year's resolutions today. So let's get to my New Year's resolutions, and I'll explain each one and why I've come to this. 2018 resolutions. Stop telling people how to make money who don't directly pay me. Information is worth money. I paid $10,000 a year of my own money. This is not college. This is not high school. This is nothing. This is me reaching into my pocket and paying $10,000. And the $10,000 is a lowball estimate. The books themselves cost hundreds of dollars. The books. The test cost hundreds, $1,000. The test alone to look into to be a financial advisor. The test alone. Now I've been giving this out, and the resolution is very strict and hard. Why make a YouTube video for free over something that I paid thousands of dollars, and then have people turn around and say, hey, I followed your advice. I made $100,000 a year now, and I'm set to make $250,000 next year. Thanks. Can I get $15? No, I really can't now. I just bought a brand new house and a brand new car, and I just can't. Sorry. Now, I had people tell me, why don't you make an ebook, and why don't you charge for the ebook? So I'll look into that. I'll also still be giving out this information on my YouTube channel. Now, I ran into some problems on not my YouTube channel, my Patreon. To explain to the people on Patreon who listen to me, who watch me, thank you so much. I ran into some problems. What you did not know was for the better part of the year, I had a copyright strike. And due to the copyright strike, which was false anyways, it wasn't a copyright strike. It was a social strike. Due to the social strike, it was due to and they deleted the video and everything. It was me talking about Maya Angelou. Due to the social strike, the very first thing that they did was that I could not live stream. I could not make videos private. Is that funny? So to deliver videos to Patreon, what I do is upload it to my YouTube channel, make them private, and then send them over to Patreon. When they're private, nobody on YouTube can see it except for people that I actually share the link to. So then I would post it on Patreon and make it private. Well, here's what happened. On my financial channel, I would upload the video to that channel, and I would then make it private and then send it over to Patreon when I could. Here's the kicker. When I got off of the strike, I tried to transfer those videos over to my main channel. I don't know why. Frankly, I don't know. But I ran into some trouble with that channel too. It's not monetized. It's not nothing. There's nothing there. I have no privileges on that channel because I have almost no subscribers on it. I have 12 subscribers on it. So I tried to transfer it over to my main channel and YouTube deleted everything. And if you contact, I don't know if you know this, but if you try and contact YouTube, there is no contact. There's none. Even the big, huge million subscriber people, they have no contact with YouTube. Literally, the only people who can contact YouTube are people who are friends with people who work for YouTube themselves. And even they will tell them, I don't know. I can't help you in most instances. So a lot of my financial stuff was deleted. And no, I can't sue, because if you sue, if you take it to court, Google says they signed our contract. Here's a contract. And the contract says Google can do whatever the heck Google wants at any time. Now, I'm no longer on any strike, so 2018 should be fantastic for everybody on Patreon. If you go on Patreon and pay, I think, $15 to $20 or more, there are a whole bunch of things that you get to see, and you can, I think at $20 or $50, you can actually request videos. And when I say request videos, I mean people have requested, could you take a look at my 401k? Now, I do that for entertainment purposes only. It's not financial advice, but I do go in depth. Like one guy said, could you take a look at my 401k? See what they're doing. See if it's legitimate. And I did take a look, and I said, I'm not advising you, but the company that you're trying to do this under, it has a bad reputation. But they said that they've changed management, and I went into the whole thing about the guy's 401k, and I made suggestions. I gave him alternatives. I gave him options of other places to go, of other things to buy, of the things to invest for his retirement. Because at the end of the day, Social Security is to supplement retirement. What does supplement mean? It means, you know those commercials about breakfast, and they talk about cereal being a supplemental part of a full, healthy breakfast? Do you know cereal is not supposed to be eaten in a big barrel? It's supposed to be a little tiny bowl or cup or saucer. That's what it's supposed to be. A lot of parents now these days are completely confused. A breakfast is supposed to consist of something like eggs, bacon, mashed potatoes, hash browns, grits, a tiny glass of orange juice, like a shot glass, not a shot glass, but a tumbler of orange juice, a giant glass of water, a giant glass of raw whole milk, toast with jam on it, or you can have the bagel with a sour cream and something with ham or a sausage or ham or whatever. And the cereal advertiser is saying, could you include our cereal into that? And it's supposed to be like a small cup, like half a cup of cereal, to supplement something else in the breakfast. Why? Because the cereal is full of sugar. And then they try to implement vitamins, artificial vitamins, into the cereal to appease parents that they're not just feeding their children cereal. But what do parents do now? They go and buy the cereal, the big sugary cereal, and that's all they feed their child. Why? Because they're no longer stay-at-home moms and they don't make complete breakfasts. Not for their husband, not for their children. What am I talking about? I'm talking about Social Security. Social Security is supposed to be, if something happened to your retirement and you don't get $30,000 a year off of your retirement that you have created yourself or your company, Social Security, you're only getting $25,000 instead of $30,000. Social Security is supposed to supplement the missing portion. But we have people who, for a lack of a better term, are idiots, who spent 60 years of their life not thinking that someday they want to stop working, and they didn't save for their retirement. Do you know, as a 20-year-old, 25-year-old, I said I wouldn't give out this information, but I'm on a tirade. I'm on a rant right here. As a 25-year-old, that is the best time. As a 20-year-old, as an 18-year-old, as a 16-year-old, you know, some people start working early. That's the best time to start saving for retirement. Why? Because the difference between a 16-year-old saving for retirement and a 25-year-old saving for retirement means that the 16-year-old could be a multi-millionaire when he retires, versus the 25-year-old could just be a millionaire. And I tried to launch, and I kept trying to launch that series for people, and people just were not interested. So stop telling people how to make money who don't directly pay me. That's my New Year's 2018 resolution. 2018 resolution: stop giving away money. Now, this is a personal thing. You all don't know me. You all don't know me personally. I give away money, and I give away all of my money. I know why I give away all of my money. First of all, I don't know the value of a dollar. If I'm being completely honest, I have rendered myself in this situation. I'm trying to live my life as if I were 16 and I had an endless barrel of money that I could just give away. Endless. Why? Because that's the way I grew up. And I have to resolve myself. That's what a resolution is, right? I have to resolve myself that I don't have an endless barrel of money and I can't give it away. Well, now I really can't. In the whole, you know, the English teachers, can I go to the bathroom? And the English teacher says, I don't know, can you? Is something preventing you from going to the bathroom? Is something stopped up? May I go to? Okay, so I can't give away money. So this resolution is pretty simple, huh? I can't give away money. So I resolve myself to stop giving away money. Next, stop giving out info to people who are just time wasters. This is really rampant on the internet. People say, where's the link to? Do you know there is nothing anybody says that I don't know that I don't immediately look up on the online. I literally highlight it, copy, paste it, and then search it. Why? Because I want to know. That's how I run my life. If there is a word, even if somebody says something in jest, even somebody uses slang, I look it up myself. At the drop of a note, I stop everything and look it up immediately. Were you ever in school and the teacher says, read this book and have your dictionary handy and look up every word in the story? And I want you to create a bibliography of all of the words that you looked up in the story. And so you read The Lord of the Rings with your dictionary right beside it, and you looked up every word. Do you know that reading increases your vocabulary? Well, it used to. I believe now that they're writing books at a third grade level, third grade English. So that's what it used to be. So stop giving out information to people who are just time wasters. They don't want it. They don't want to know the link. They don't want to know the bibliography. They aren't going to call the guy at Harvard that I spoke to. They're not going to contact the congressman that I spoke to or spoke to his staff. They don't want to know. They're just time wasters. And I need to stop wasting time on YouTube completely. I probably won't even get to stop responding because in a couple of days I'll be evicted and probably won't have access to anything. I keep saying this, and let me talk about that for a second. Anytime I say it's over, and you see me still posting, that is me struggling. And if I'm still posting, past the time that I said I definitely will go, that means I have literally stopped the world, halted time, and pulled a rabbit out of my hat to stay here, to stay posting, to pull money out of nowhere. That's what it means. Why? Because that's what entrepreneurs do. The idea is to keep the doors open. This is a business. I'm keeping the doors open. And what's really frustrating is that my subscribers don't go, "Oh, you're still posting. Something must have happened. Good." No, they're just, "Oh, this is a YouTuber I watch, who I occasionally watch. And why'd you subscribe to him?" Because that's what all the other YouTubers say, subscribe. But you don't like his material. Occasionally. 1 out of every 20 videos. Why are you subscribed to him? Because the other YouTubers say subscribe, so I'm in the habit of subscribing to people. Here's the deal. YouTube has a policy, a business model of it should be free for people to watch YouTube. So that's the premise, right? It should be free for people to watch YouTube. What does that mean? That means then that they're not going to get money directly from the viewer of YouTube. They then go to advertisers and say, "Look at all of this traffic that we get." And here's the downside of that policy. The people who create content for YouTube, namely me, right? I create content. If you're watching a video, it's content. Real simple term, content. The people who create content for YouTube have no say in any of this. So I can't charge you. I can charge you. I can't charge you for my content, and YouTube gets the money from the advertisers. Now, in order to incentivize, that means to give a reason, to incentivize content creators, that's me, to keep making new content, they give us 60% of the advertisement dollars, but which means they take 40%. Here's the kicker. They take 40% of anything you make because that's a part of the agreement. So even if I go out and I get $1 million contract from Chrysler, they take 40% of that. Although I went out on my own and got Chrysler to make an agreement with me, they take 40% of it. How's that? Do you all understand that? Is it clicking with you that this is a pretty much bad situation? And then people say, "Well, why don't you make your own website?" Because I don't have the traffic that YouTube has. It's powered by Google. Google is number 1. YouTube is number 2. Facebook is like number 4. Twitter is like number 5. So Google basically has control of the internet. Create my own website? Yeah, I could create my own website. You know how much traffic I got on my own website? I still get about 1,000 visitors. That's why people don't go out. That's why people who have made competition for YouTube have completely failed. They've already failed. This is stuff that I transferred my videos to, but went out of business. Next, buy 10 houses. This is an old resolution that I had before, and I let people influence me. Being an only child, being somebody without friends, and when I say being an only child is an only children like to appease other people because they don't have brothers and sisters that they say, "Oh, get out of my hair, I need some me time." I only have me time. I only have me time all of my life, right? In order to get friends, a big part of being an only child, and this is why I say never have an only child. Never. Even if you're broke, poor, stop listening to people. Never have an only child. You destroy the child's life. It is horrible. It is terrible. Even if you're broke, poor, don't listen to anybody. They don't understand how money works. They don't understand how human capital works. Human capital, human resources means that you need a human. And all of my talk on my videos about robots, I need you to understand that the robot is replacing a human only in one aspect. No matter what they do to robots, no matter how sophisticated, they're not a human. And don't listen to these people who say, oh, we made a computer that could think smarter than a human. No. The human brain operates so fast and does so many different calculations all at once. And what you don't understand is the conscious and the subconscious. It all works all at the same time. There's nothing that a computer person could ever do to create a conscious and a subconscious in a computer. No, nothing. It's impossible. Why? Because we don't have the capability. We would literally have to perform magic to have a robot have a conscious brain and a subconscious brain. Human resources, human capital is invaluable. All of these African countries that they devastated by taking out millions of people out of, it is still taking them hundreds of years to get back to equal footing of where they used to be. Here, and that is the great tragedy of this entire planet. The human capital loss in Africa. I know a lot of you all just aren't going to understand that, but its devastation is felt worldwide. The great tragedy of wars and people dying in wars is the loss of human capital, the loss of human resources. So being an only child, horrible, right? We got that straight? Me buying 10 houses, so I have a propensity as an only child to try and appease other people. Other people, you know, when you say, I'm going to buy 10 houses this year, they go, oh, how you going to do that? Oh, that's an impossibility. Oh, but... And it affects me. It does affect me. Why? Because I'm hanging around the wrong person. Okay, so let that be a lesson to everybody. Hang around better people. And I'm going to get into that in a second here. Marry into a wealthy family. This year, I would like to get myself together and marry into a wealthy family, because marrying into a broke family is a tragedy for anybody, man or woman. Hang out with entrepreneurs. That means hang out with better people. Hang out with people who are on the same level as me. Stop hanging around people who says, well, it's time for you to get a job. No, an entrepreneur says, well, put that on a slow burn and create another business. That's what an entrepreneur would say. Why? Because an entrepreneur listens to motivational speech daily, right? Every day, right? So hang out with entrepreneurs. Don't hang out with broke people. Don't hang out with poor people who literally lets life just beat on them, you know? And that's a great tragedy too, right? You just let life beat on you, just constantly beat. And I've said time and time again, listen to 1 hour of motivational speech every day. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. It's so instilled in me that this horrible time here, I tell people, I go to the store with the neighbor, and she buys me stuff. And I tell and then the people say, "Whoa, well, this is what poor people eat. Don't you know?" And I go, "No, I've never been broke before. I've never been poor before. Never, ever. I've been homeless and still not been poor. Did you hear me? I've been evicted before in my life. All of my possessions taken from me, and still not been poor, not been broke. Why? Because I kept a job. I always had income. This right here, this is all brand new to me. Taking the risk. Why am I a YouTuber? Because I was downsized. I had to cash in my 401k, had to cash in all of my policies and stuff to feed myself. I did not go on the government dole. I have people really insulting me. Says, "Oh, you're taking food stamps?" I said, well, technically, let's take a look at this. I'm a man, so I can't go on welfare or nothing like that, but I can take food stamps. Why? Because I have zero income. Zero. Do you understand what zero means? Zero means zero. Zero income. And everybody around me says, stop being stupid. You paid into taxes all of these years. You paid into unemployment, everything. All of these years. You paid all of this insurance, all of this stuff, all of these years, and never got a single red cent out of it. Never asked for money all of these years. So I funded what? Probably 40 different people. And then somebody poo-poos me for getting food stamps when I have zero. And as a black man, let me tell you, they are not open to handing out money. And it's funny because of the habits that I had before this thing is come about. I still have everybody saying, hey, what happened? We're not writing you off because you had a credit score of 800 something. So we know whatever's going on right now must be temporary. So we're going to keep everything open. No charge, no late fees, nothing. Cause people going from 8 something to nothing just doesn't happen. And you had everything. My lights are still on. My gas is still. I don't know why. I know why, because it was prepaid. Everything was prepaid. So they're probably saying, whatever it is, he'll get over it. We're going to keep the lights and the stuff on. My landlord has not kicked me out so far. This month I should have been kicked out already. He says, you owe a couple of $1,000. I know you're good for it, so we're not going to evict you. But this is a brand new month. It's going to go to what? 3,000? I don't know how much patience he has. So this is why I'm saying this is the end. Because I'm being realistic. I'm not having pie in this game. Lord will make a way. Anyway, let's move on. Hang around with entrepreneurs. Hang around with people with some go-getting, some motivation. And I have that motivation already instilled in me. This is why I keep saying it's not worse. Something's going to happen that I'm going to create, that I'm going to make happen. Right? And you all are a part of that. All of you patrons, you're a part of that too. Rejoin the Las Vegas Foodie Club. That's more of hanging around with people on my level, right? Not hanging around broke people. Hang around people who have motivation, who have something, who are goal oriented. Somebody goal oriented. I was speaking to my neighbor the other day, and she said, "I would never pay $30 for food." Really? Let's unpack that statement. She would never pay $30 for food. Okay. Let's for a second assume that the $30 for food is not overpriced. Let's think about how the food got to her plate and how and where she's sitting. The tablecloth costs $1,000. The waiter's uniform costs a few $100s. The plates cost a few tens of thousands of dollars for the entire restaurant, right? The silverware is actual real silverware, right? They killed the animal thousands of miles away. They had to ship the animal from thousands of miles away. Then some guy spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to learn how to cook the animal. Wait. So did the guy who made the salad. So did the guy who made the sauce. So did the guy who made the seasoning. So did the guy who made the drink. And she doesn't want to pay $30 for the food? I need to hang around different people, right? The reason you're paying $30 is because it's worth $30, if not more. But the restaurant owner bought whatever in bulk, and so he's getting a huge discount on the food, and he still has to pay all of the people that she walked past who pulled out her chair for her and then pushed it back. But she doesn't want to pay $30. I need to hang around different people. So that's the resolutions. That's so far. If you want me to continue on the resolutions, please leave a comment. Thank you. Please leave a like. Huh? I see that there is one video that's halfway monetized. So the demonetization means that there's only one avenue of monetization on a video. They put an ad, half-hearted. On a real video, you have three different advertisers advertising on one video. There's the video on the side if you're on the computer, or it's on the bottom on a phone. Then it might play a commercial at the beginning. Then a little pop-up comes on the screen. At least on the computer it does. I don't know what it does on the phone. And so it's 3 different ads, right? And it's invisible to a lot of people. So what they've done is they can say that they advertised on somebody's video, but they only did one video, one little thing instead of 3. So I see that you all liked one of the videos that they really didn't like. They monetized it, and it went to 600 and something views, which is not anything. But the likes were so much that it should have been a 10,000 view video, according to the likes. So please like the video. Thank you.